Yeah, I had therapy.
Thorough. Therapy always thorough as well. Initially, I'm big on mental health.
Like, all that street stuff, bro, is not it, bro. You either gonna be dead or in jail.
Stay out of the streets.
I actually had therapy.
That's a hard question.
Ask about your kids' mental health.
Yeah, I had therapy.
I feel like therapy is like, I don't know, like top 10 important.
Cause they be trying to think we gangsters, but like I just like the color black.
Get a job, take care of yourself.
Positive and keep yourself from being incarcerated, because the prison system is nothing but the modern day slavery.
What up, y'all? It's Meek from the Mob, here on my first podcast episode with Street Therapy. Check in.
All right, what's up, y'all? This TJ, man. Street Therapy. We back here with another episode. We got Meek in the building. Meek, what's going on?
What up? What up, though? What up?
Oh man, how you feeling? How you been?
I mean, I can't complain, you know, maintaining, sticking and moving.
Type shit. That's good. So the first thing we gotta know, Meek, how was it for you growing up in Philadelphia?
Oh man, well, I grew up in the projects, so I grew up down 11th Norris for a couple years till I was like 14. Then I moved out of the projects around that time. Just started, you know, exploring. About 16, I started running the streets down Richard Island, just hanging out, meeting a few people, networking. You know, that's what I met some of my guys, some people I click with, I call family and stuff like that. But overall, I mean, it's an experience. It's life. You know what I mean? Some of the strong prevail, some don't. You know, you go through things, but the whole process is just to make it out, no matter what.
Yeah, you definitely gotta make it out. Definitely. So with that being said, how did you get involved into this? You said about like 16, that's when you felt like you got into it. So what was your icebreaker?
I mean, well, at 16, I was always an athlete. So before I started running the streets, it just started off with me just running the streets, playing ball with, you know, different people from different projects and neighborhoods and stuff like that. And eventually, you know, when I stopped finding interest in playing sports and basketball, you know, I just started finding interest in other things. You know, some of the people I started hanging out with was just into certain things. You know, they did what they did or did what they had to do in that sense. And, you know, that was just me. They was family, they was folks. So we just ended up getting caught up in things. You know, we used to run the streets, smoke weed, do a whole lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it was a learning experience going through some of the stuff we was going through as kids. And unfortunately, a lot of the friends that I experienced some of those things with didn't make it along the way with me here today. So
I want to touch on something, right? Because you jumped right into that question that we got. A learning experience. So what was some of your learning experiences throughout that process?
Man, my learning experience that came from me was just honestly learning trust, loyalty, learning how to handle certain solutions, learning my surroundings most of all, and being observant of people and their intentions and things like that. I mean, some people got good intentions, some people intentions in the different, some people have different goals and places they try to go with their attention. So it just opened my eyes to a lot more of my surroundings and how to move and network with people and build bonds with people.
Facts. And you also said you had lost interest in playing ball, and we hear it a lot. You know, a lot of people had a lot of potential to be the next athlete or be the next rapper or something, and then we get sidetracked or swallowed up by the streets or the system. So I want you to just share on at what point or what made you just lose interest? Like, man, I'm cool, this is where I'm at.
Honestly, just, I feel like, I ain't gonna say it wasn't the support, because I always had support to keep going. Like, I was always playing in summer leagues, AAU teams and things like that. So I always had that extra support to keep going. I think for me was just, again, being sucked up in certain environments. When you get sucked up in certain environments and attached to certain other things and picking up certain habits, you tend to forget certain things that kept you going or you was ambitious about from the beginning. So I just feel like being around certain situations, it made me lose motivation for like, all right, I really want to go to college and be an athlete and take this all the way and do this and do that. So again, losing that wasn't a bad thing. It also made me open up to a lot of other talents and virtues and things that I do have and do share at the end of the day. But again, it's certain environments, I guess, that you get sucked around or you get placed in that help you navigate certain
You
situations.
need some remodeling in your home? Business looking raggedy? You got a hole in your wall? That cement breaking up? Need a fresh paint? It's the summertime. The place supposed to be looking good. Well, look, I got the man for you. Go to Instagram right now. Extreme Constructions LLC. DM them right now. Get your business looking right. Get your place looking
that
good.
help you navigate certain situations or what you want to do.
Definitely, that's definitely a big one. It's definitely our environment, though.
Yeah.
We are products of our environment.
Exactly.
So with that being said, what are some of the resources that we need in these communities to make our environments better, or that we lack in? And so, just give us an example of what that looks like for you.
I mean, we could always say like the resources that come from programs and things always help, but I just feel like just having a good amount of people or, you know, like teammates or friends or things like that that just have a path or focused on doing something greater and good. I feel like when you surround yourself just with a good amount of people who got things going on, you then find those good resources, then you then find your place, you then find a way to figure out, okay, this is what I want to do, this is how I get out from this, or this is how I get into this, or this is what I want to be like. So I just feel like just surrounding yourself with the right people or things you want to become or you want to get into is the first step before just saying, you know, let's go to programs and do this and do that. Sometimes it's your friends, it's your people, it's the small things first that start there first.
Facts. Surround yourself around with what you want to be. So with that being said, Meek, how has the violence impacted you in some of these communities with death, jail, or just even taking losses?
The violence in the communities impacted me a lot. Again, at a young age, I lost a lot of friends. I've been to plenty of funerals, not only just family members, but friends just from the running the streets or doing certain things or just being a victim or being at the wrong place at the wrong time in the streets. It impacted me a lot with just being careful with myself and my surroundings and me trying to not end up at the wrong place at the wrong time to, you know, be put in that predicament. So watching, you know, a lot of my family and friends go through a lot of those things or, you know, just feeling that grief or understanding grief, it just give me the intent to move smarter and want to do better for myself. So everything is just moving strategic and making sure I plan and map out everything that I'm doing from here on out.
Facts. All right, so I want you to share with us a good memory that you remember from being in Philly, growing up, something that you know that's special to you that make you laugh, smile, or just reminisce.
I mean, good feelings for me was just always good vibes, hanging out, summertime, you know, when people could just hang out, chill, relax, laugh, you know, kick it, just enjoy the days, the moments, and, you know, create memories and stuff like that. I think that was always the best time for me growing up, just being safe in our environments. No matter what was going on, you could always be outside and be yourself and just enjoy your friends and whatever the case may be.
So how should we be responding to some of these lack of resources in our community?
I say, again, I mean, start your own. I mean, money creates money, but when you don't have that resource, when you're not sitting there on a bunch of money or you're not connected to resources who can bring you money to start certain things that you feel like will help benefit the community or your group of friends or your family, I say start with yourself, like start your own movement or find a group of friends and help start a movement, help create, like bring in people, draw in people, create something that people would want to join and be a part of. So that way it's like you don't necessarily need money to get people out of certain situations. It's about the environment. Again, like I said, environment is a big thing. So I feel like if you just spend time getting people out of the environment, taking people to certain places, opening their minds to certain places, that works and that helps.
All right, and then just to end it off, before we end it off, have you ever had therapy and how do you feel about therapy?
No, I never had therapy. I tried to get therapy, but in a way, because I've known how to process my grief and turn my grief into passion and a lot of my talents, I unfortunately didn't have a chance to sit and actually grasp therapy. But I think therapy is good. I think everyone should be in tune with therapy, or at least want to try, or do some research on it. It's not a bad thing. I feel like it's a way to be in tune with yourself, to learn more about yourself, to express yourself in an environment where you don't usually express yourself, or you feel like you don't have safe environments to express yourself.
Facts. All right, Meek, just to end it off, give us a word of advice to your younger self and a word of advice to the youth.
Word of advice to my younger self, I would tell my younger self to stay patient. I think if I stayed patient a lot back then, a lot more, I would be able to see a lot more things through, and stay guided and stay focused, stay grounded, always stay ambitious, and never short limit yourself. Always want more. Like, you can always play a bigger part. Even if you start off as a small piece on the board, you always become the board, or play a different part or role on the board. So I would always tell myself to stay who you are and never let up. What up, y'all? It's Meek Raw from the Mob. You already know the vibes. Wrapping up on Street Therapy with TJ. Be on the lookout for my latest brand, my brand dropping soon in a couple months. You know what I mean? New music and projects on the way, new videos, new everything. You can follow me on Instagram at @themobceo_Meek.